No Man's Sky Expedition Season 5 released today. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you can watch my live stream tonight where we run this expedition and attempt to finish it in one stream if that's possible. But aside from that, what I wanted to do was give you guys some expedition tips. And these tips aren't specific to the new expedition. It's just for expeditions in general. These are a lot of questions I've gotten in my live streams over time about expeditions from new players and then maybe some other players that aren't that new as well. So what I'm going to give you is my top 5 tips for expeditions. Now remember, this is not just for Expedition 5, this goes for any expedition. So the first question that comes up a lot are, what are these expeditions? So as you can see here, we just got a new one today, and the time remaining is 6 weeks. So what does that mean? It means you have 6 weeks to play this expedition and hopefully finish it so you can get the rewards. If you miss it, then you can't play it again. So these are time-limited events. So like if you missed Expedition 4, you missed Expedition 4. But when there is an expedition, in order to start one up, you just need to start a new game and go here, and there you go. Now, each expedition, we've had 4 so far, they're all different, what you're going to need to do for each expedition, but they'll all have 5 phases you need to go through to do, and you need to complete each thing in each phase. Okay, and here's what you see when you start a new expedition. Now, the first tip I have for you, go to the expedition tab here. Now, one mistake I've seen people repeatedly make with these expeditions is they try and go in order. Do everything in order, like do phase 1 and then move on to phase 2. But what I suggest for the best run and to complete it as quickly as possible, if that's what you're interested in, is you want to plan ahead. So you always want to look ahead and see what other things they want you to do. Because sometimes you can do like a phase 5 thing, when you're still in phase 1. You don't need to do these things in order. So for example, if you find yourself on a planet with ancient bones, you switch to that and knock that one out. Also, there is overlap in these things you need to do. So, for example, I saw one in here. All right, so like this one, you gotta discover 10 aquatic creatures. But if you notice here, you also need to earn Explorers Guild standing. Now, this can take a while. So, this can actually overlap with like discovering 5 exotic creatures, because you can go to the Explorers Guild and get missions that will involve finding creatures. So you can do stuff like that to make it go a little bit quicker. But yeah, that's one mistake I've seen people repeatedly make with each expedition that's come out, and they end up getting to a later phase and then find out they have to go back or something like that. So we've seen that happen a number of times. So my tip is plan ahead. Now, another thing is you'll see you get rewards for each stage you complete. So like the reward for Rendezvous 5 is 1,000 nanites, exosuit expansion unit, multi-tool expansion slot, storage augment. Now, you'll get a lot of stuff throughout the expedition. However, you don't need to install it all. That's another thing I've seen a lot of people do. It's like whenever they get like a new exosuit upgrade, they stop and install it. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with doing that if that's how you want to do it. But if you want to finish fast, you can skip a lot of that stuff, a lot of the things that it gives you. So now, the rewards that you're going to get for completing these phases, you can collect them on any save. So when you finish this expedition and you get the final reward, which I believe is the mech pet, you can claim that on your normal save, creative mode save, permadeath save, whatever. So the the big rewards are claimable across any save. Now, probably the biggest question is, what if I miss an expedition? Like, what if you missed Expedition 1 and you want the gold vector, which was the main prize for Expedition 1? Well, they did a few months ago come out with Expedition Redo, where they gave us 2 weeks for each expedition 1 through 4. So people who missed it the first time around did get to play it again. Now, my guess, guys, is that they will do that again. So don't stress too much if you don't complete an expedition, or you just don't have time to play one. I think probably we'll get, another 4 or so expeditions this year, and then they'll probably do the redo again towards the end of the year like they did this year, so they will be replayable. I don't know if they'll have the expeditions 1 through 4 replayable, so not too sure about that. But just to quickly recap, what are expeditions? Expeditions are time-limited events that last varying 2 weeks to 6 weeks. That's at least how they've gone so far since they came out. Next tip, plan ahead. Don't just go in order. Make sure you're looking ahead and seeing what you need to do and knocking out the ones that are convenient to you. So, like, if you're spending your time in phase 1 and you see a bunch of birds, you want to scan those because you want it so you can get this one here. Other tip, rewards you don't need. Finishing a lot of these things will often give you rewards like this. Gives you a multi-tool expansion slot ×5. You probably won't need that for the expedition, but these rewards, when the expedition ends, it turns into a normal game save. So at that point, you can keep playing it just in normal mode. So that's where these upgrades can come in handy. But for the expedition itself, they're not so much. Again, like I said, the big prizes that you're going to get for each of these phases, you can collect on any of your other saves, your normal mode, creative mode, permadeath, whatever. And lastly, we talked about replays. So replaying the expedition. It only lasts for 6 weeks, and I'm sure Expedition 6 will be up next. So possibly they will do a redo once again and let people play. And there you have it, guys. There is 5 tips I think you need to know about No Man's Sky expeditions. I hope they help you out. If they did, leave a comment, leave a like, let me know. And make sure you subscribe and join the live stream tonight. We're going to be running this expedition and trying to finish it as quick as possible. It should be some good fun. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.